Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into the world of Airsoft with an in-depth review of TAAGS Airsoft Field. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications, alright? So let's gear up and let's get started. Located just a short drive from Kent, Washington, TAAGS is known for its expansive layout and thrilling gameplay. In this video I'll be covering everything you need to know, including location and accessibility, field layout and size, safety measures, facilities, gameplay and experience, equipment rentals, community and atmosphere, pricing, field variety, and also the staff. So this one's pretty short and simple. I would say the location and accessibility is amazing, right? The location is right there in a pretty common area of Kent. And so when you are on lunch, that long 2-hour lunch that you're given, I mean, you could totally go get food. You know, there's multiple places you can go. You can go get a nice snack with your buddies or go hang out at a restaurant for a bit and then get back to the field, especially when it's rainy and cold out, kind of like this footage. You see in the background. I mean, it was pouring rain, and so it was nice to take a long lunch. So that's always a nice option. And the accessibility is amazing. There's plenty of parking. I believe we did kind of like a 50v50 or something like that roughly, and everyone had everywhere to park. I mean, it's a huge field to park in, and there's a lot of space for that as well. So I'd say for me, I'm gonna have to give the location and accessibility a solid 10. That's my rating for that. The field layout and size is actually pretty solid as well. The field layout is really balanced. I think the only thing that I would say about the layout itself is that the spawns feel kind of weird. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen of where the spawns kind of are. They're a little bit of a rough estimate because there's not actually a map of the field. It's just kind of a Google image. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the screen now, and put 1, 2, 3, and 4 as to where the 4 main spawns kind of are. They're not terrible. It's just sometimes for some of the game modes they're a bit interesting. But I would say for the size of the field, it is plenty. I mean, doing a 50 on 50, I mean, there was plenty of field. I was able to sneak around. Keep in mind, I'm ghillied up. There was a lot of moving with teams and a lot of really cool game modes for that. So it was really awesome. I'm also going to put some images up of the actual field itself. There's a bunch of images on their website. If you go to TAAGS on Meetup, that's what their website kind of is. It's meetup.com, but they have their own personal page. But I'm going to put some pictures up on the screen as well of some of the cool parts of the field. And there's towers and lakes, and I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. They really put a lot of work into this field, and you can see it while you're there. So for the field layout and size, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like it's pretty reasonable. I mean, not everything's gonna be perfect, but the size is amazing, layout's amazing, everything's really balanced, and I think it's awesome. Now for this next one, safety measures, I think they're amazing. I think they do a lot to make sure everyone is safe. For example, you go through a chrono check, you get a tag to put on your gun. It's like a little zip tie. The field is, there's paths cleared out, and I mean, it's pretty safe, right? The safety measures are there, especially with staff and how clear the roles are. For example, cease fire if, there's actually a fire, or someone breaks their ankle or something. There's a lot of things in place. So, but for this one, I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10. And the main reason why is because someone with HPA on this field, there's not a lock. So someone with HPA can get chronoed, go on the field, turn their stuff up a little bit, sneak it, and that could be pretty unsafe, and that's something that needs to be checked or enforced. in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to give it a 7 out of 10 for safety. Except for these damn thorn bushes. They need to get someone out here to cut these things, seriously. I would say the facilities are pretty nice and straightforward. You know, at lunchtime they have ramen noodles and MREs and hot dogs that they grill. The seating area is pretty good. You know, there's all kinds of places to hang out and talk to people. I would say one of the other things too is that the outhouse, the restroom, is pretty well taken care of. You know, they make sure to tell everyone, hey, you know, don't mess it up and whatnot. And then also, you know, they have a campfire out there. When we were out here and it was pouring rain and it was cold like this, they had a fire going the entire time people were hanging out by. So I'd say the facilities are definitely a 10 out of 10. And yeah, I'd say the gameplay experience was pretty awesome overall. The game modes, you know, we did all kinds of different things. There was capture the flag, there was escort the VIP, that was really cool. There was another objective where there was objective based modes, kind of where we would move a water jug and fill up water to fill up the, I mean, it was crazy, you know. So there's a lot of really cool game modes. That was awesome. The quality of the terrain, you know, there's pass dugout everywhere. There's a lot of secret places you can go into. There's definitely a lot of, you know, hidden places and gems that you slowly find. Trees you can kind of climb up into and snug into and whatnot. And there's just a lot of really unique stuff about it. I mean, you have, you know, different terrain, different things you can do. You know, I played in a ghillie suit and I felt like half the time I just disappeared. You know, it was crazy, blending in everywhere and being able to do some crazy recon stuff, and it was really good. So I'm gonna have to give the actual gameplay and experience definitely a solid 9 out of 10. I feel like the only thing that could probably be any better would honestly just be kind of cleaning up a bit of the terrain. It is really nice, but you know, there's quite a few areas where if you don't have the proper gear, you are not going to make it, but it is awesome overall. Now, personally, I didn't see the rentals myself, but I've talked to some people that have been playing there for a long time, and the rental is pretty simple. So I'm gonna have to give the rentals probably a 2 out of 10, just because they have rentals. But from what I've heard, it's just a couple Lancer Tacticals that's been there for a long time, and there's a very limited quantity on mask and everything like that. So yeah. I feel like this one's pretty straightforward as well. The community was pretty awesome. The atmosphere was great. The vibes were awesome. You know, they were playing music. The whole briefing was amazing. I think, yeah, everyone had a really great time, especially me and a couple buddies. It was our first time out there and we had a blast. So easily a 10. Now, this one's really straightforward and simple. There's not a lot to talk about. I think the pricing is fair for what it is, right? You get to play from 9 to 12, you get a 2-hour lunch, and then I believe you play from 2 to 5, right? So you have a morning session and a evening session, both which are $20 each, right? So about $40, and you get a good 6 hours of play or so. You know, it's not bad at all. But there are better Washington fields price-wise out there. And so for that, I'm gonna have to put this one at a 7 out of 10. I think the field variety is also really cool, just because of how big, but also how small the field can feel at times. You know, you have parts of the field where you kind of can get ambushed. It's really CQB. You know, your fights are maybe anywhere from 5 to 20 feet. And then there's some parts of the field where, I mean, you are sniping people from 100, 150, 200 feet away. Right, so I would say the variety of the field, I know this is kind of touching on you know, the actual layout and size a little bit, but I feel like the variety, the CQB, the long distance, the, you know, the environment, you know, how all the different types of things you can do and the, you know, terrain and everything. I think the variety of the field is amazing. It's not copy and paste. It is just really well done and very different every part of the field you go to. So for me, this is going to be definitely a 10 as well. And last but not least, I think one of the most important things of any field, anywhere you go in Airsoft, is the staff. right? You have the refs, you have the manager, you have the people that are doing the check-in and everything like that. And I would say overall the staff were just amazing, right? I saw multiple times in the field where the staff were correcting players, but in a very nice way, right? You know, people not wearing their eye pro, or you know, after a game would end, someone, you know, some people would be breaking rules and the staff would not call someone out individually, but they would touch up on that rule and remind everyone, hey, you need to follow this rule. Also, I think that the manager himself, or the owner, I believe his name is Bolt, he is amazing, right? He's extremely good at explaining the field rules and regulations, the game modes that are being played. I mean, the guy's amazing overall. You know, he does a really good job, and you can tell he really cares. I think he's the owner, but you can tell he really cares. I know this field has been out for years, so everything I'm saying is definitely nothing new for the people who's been at it for a long time. But overall, the staff, hands down, easily a 10. Well, in conclusion, wrapping up the video, I hope you guys did enjoy. That puts the field at an 84 out of 100. I feel like that's really good. This is our criteria, everything 1 through 10 that I used in this video I'm going to be using at the other fields here around Washington State, and then hopefully to adventure out to other states and check out other fields. But I feel like an 84 out of 100 is really good starting out this series of reviews that I want to do for all the fields around the area. And honestly, this field was amazing. I had an absolute blast as a first timer. It was amazing, even with the rain, and it was pouring, it was muddy, and it was great. It was an amazing experience, and I recommend anyone to come out and try this field, give it a go, and see how your experience is for you. And if you've played at this field, you know, comment down below what you think of the field, or what you think your opinion might be on some of the ratings. But yeah, give the field a try. If you guys like the video, like, subscribe, and take care.